Do you feel like starting?
For sure.
And I think the first thing that I want to say is that we are not here to tell you how to be in a relationship. We are not here to tell you what the truth is or that there's a right way to do this. We are here to share how we are doing things, so you can take it or leave it. You can be inspired and or the opposite, and that's fine with us. We're just gonna tell you how we do things.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to feel that we come here as authorities, because we don't. We are no smarter than you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well said, dude. Right. Did you want me to say something more? I think you've said it perfectly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah. So, what we thought we would do is we talk a little bit about our relationship and some of the tools that we use to keep a healthy relationship alive, a connected, conscious relationship. We had another word for it.
Intentional.
Intentional.
Yeah. Intentional
relationship.
and conscious.
Yeah. If you can bring humor into your relationship, that is so useful. Humor and curiosity. So I try and be humorous as much as I can. And she laughs at about 50% of my jokes. And the other 50% she gets great exercise rolling her eyes. So we're
And to that I want to add that yes, bring humor into your relationship, but do not use it if there's hurt in the present moment. Like if someone is hurt, it's very rarely, for us, very rarely a good idea to, for me, it's very rarely a good idea that you are funny if I'm hurt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that. Doesn't go well. So yeah, we've only been together for about 3 years.
But it feels like 36.
Wow. You got
Wait
old quick.
But it has been an intense 3 years because we started living together early in the relationship. We started to live and travel and go in deep really early in the relationship. But from the first time we met, I went, wow, what a woman. This is an incredible person that I want to go deep with. And the first time sitting on that couch in Huatuco, and we just talked about everything, and from the heart, I felt so heart connected with you from the beginning. And so we feel that we're soulmates. It says it on the back of my wedding ring, Meta and Lalo soulmates. And she lost her wedding ring, so I don't know how that works out. Yeah, so yeah, we've only been together 3 years, but we've been together intensely for those 3 years, and intentionally. Would you agree?
Yes. And I think I would also like us to kind of say what does it mean to have an intentional or conscious relationship? What is that even?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Okay.
Would you like to say something about that?
Sure.
What it is for you?
Yeah, so I agree with what's been said in the circle already, that in relationship is a great place to grow. A mirror, and I love the idea of don't break the mirror. That's a great one, the mirror doesn't break. So I believe that relationships are the number one place that we can grow. I'm challenged to be a better man by being in a relationship. And I also believe to be a better man, I want to do things in my life as consciously as I can, as intentionally as I can. So consciously, I mean paying attention, trying to be present with what I'm doing, and not just unconscious going, yeah, whatever, I don't know, I'm not paying attention, it's just going to happen, whatever's going to happen. So for me, it's an intentional, the intention is that we have a deep, trusting, honest, I like radically honest is a great expression that one of my friends uses. And so I have the intention of being radically honest with you. I have the intention of behaving with you in a way that I know why I'm behaving that way. That's the consciousness of it.
Yeah. And for me, there's a few more things. For me, a conscious relationship is also one where I know that I am responsible for me, and whatever is inside me is mine. That means if I have a feeling in me of anger, sadness, grief, frustration, this is my responsibility to both talk about it and to not blame the other for it, and to do what I can to work on it, to learn from it, to be a better medic with it. So if I feel that, for example, if I feel that you're saying something that is hurtful to me, that hurt I must take care of in me first and notice and be responsible for. I cannot say, I can never say, you hurt me. I must be responsible for what is inside me. I can say, you said something that created a feeling of hurt in me. And I would like your help to take a look at this, because maybe it's an old trauma that's coming up. Or maybe we have to, maybe there's better ways to communicate for us. So with curiosity and kindness, take a look at what is going on inside me. I spent my whole life running away. You were married for 25 years.
I was with the same woman
And
for
I had
almost 27 years.
Yeah, and I had 25 relationships, and I ended all of them. Not quite 25, but you know, my solution to when anything was bad was pack my suitcase and go, leave. Okay, this doesn't work, because I didn't have the tools to sit down and stay with it and talk in a kind way with my partner and say, wow, something is going on in me. I would like to talk to you about that. And let's together examine what that is about and how we can do better, how I can do better, how you can do better, how we can do better. And I have made a conscious choice, and that's why the part of why the relationship is conscious for me is I made a conscious choice that this is what I'm doing in this relationship.
That you're not leaving.
That I am not leaving. And that's only possible for me because I know, now we're going a step deeper, because I know that you are always willing to work on your shit just like I'm willing to work on my shit. If we have a rule, if one of us says we need couples counseling for this, we go couples counseling.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if we disagree on it. If one says it, we do it. Because if one has a problem in a relationship, we have a problem.
Yeah, so we have a counselor that we've got to talk to Kelly about this. It's someone that we already know and we've used before, so it's kind of a resource in our corner.
Yeah, it is. And that's beautiful.
Yeah. Am I cutting you off?
Nope.
Okay. So yeah, one of the things that fits with the consciousness and I think reflects on what Metta says is that I felt it was a turning point in our relationship. So you're talking about differentiation a little bit, about you own your own emotions. You didn't make me mad. I felt mad because of what happened or what you said. And one of the things that I found was a turning point in our relationship when she was angry with me, and she was in the situation where she was like, "Fuck you" or whatever it was, and I said, "Your anger is welcome here. Your anger is welcome here."
Yes.
And it was a melting point. Yeah. You felt safe in that moment. What did you feel?
I actually said, "I am so angry at you right now."
And I said,
and you said,
"Your anger is welcome here."
And I was like, whoa. Nobody has ever been able to create a space where I can be a woman with every emotion there is inside me.
Yeah, because you have them all inside you.
Oh yeah.
And so the thing about people pleasing or this idea is there's a concept of differentiation. It's written a lot by an author called David Schnarch, and he writes a book about passionate marriage, and he's got some great writings. And the key thing about differentiation, I don't know if you can define it better than me or someone else, could define differentiation? It's something like, standing in yourself, being yourself in spite of the difficulty, while being deeply connected to another is being yourself and allowing them to be themselves. So the opposite of differentiation is when she gets angry and I think I got to get angry, or she gets sad and I feel, I better be sad as well.
Or you have to fix it.
Or I have to fix it. Oh
Yeah,
my goodness.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I am a guy, by
Yeah.
the way, so we can fix it. Let's fix it. And how freeing that is when I realized she can be mad or sad or upset, and I don't need to be. In fact, it doesn't serve us by me going into your pain or your shame. It doesn't serve us at all. It serves us much better for me to go, really? Do you want to talk about it? Because I can listen. I can receive all of this.
Yes.
Rather than going, oh, really? That's terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
Did you get a little sick there? Me too.
And also sometimes when what I've experienced in previous relationships is if I had an argument with a partner, we were both very much thinking about what is the next thing I'm going to say to make the other see it the way that I see it. And that way nobody is hearing each other. And it's very, very difficult, but I learned to stop. I learned to stop and listen and actually hear what was being said, even if I felt that it didn't make sense, or I was misunderstood, or it was wrong. I would still hear what was being said, because that is so important. And sometimes, back when I was a couples counselor, when I would have couples who had issues with this, I would ask them to parrot back what the other is saying. So one of them would say something and the other would parrot it back. And that's a great exercise for learning how to listen. And I think because both you and I have done a great amount of personal work, we have learned to listen, you more than me. Well, to answer your questions, would we have been together if we had met 20 or 30 years ago? No, absolutely not.
But not because of that reason.
Not because of that reason, but because 20 or 30 years ago, I hadn't done all the personal work I have done. So I wouldn't be attracted to a man who was emotionally available.
I wasn't emotionally available.
And you weren't emotionally available, so. Yeah.
So that 20 years matters. And I think specifically the point about being like, I'm going to turn 64 on Saturday, so it's just about my birthday. And because we're older, we hold on to the relationship more. Is that what you're asking? Like
Yes.
we more want to make it work because we might not have another chance or that sort of thing. I don't think so. I think that more that we did the work to recognize, I did the work I needed to recognize the relationship I wanted to have, and I did the work to attract that relationship into my life. And now I have some more skills to hold on to that relationship. Yeah, it's not fear-based. No, not at all.
And I mean, look at this. If he wasn't here, I would get someone else. No, seriously. Part of the personal work that I have done was, as you said, becoming totally clear on my non-negotiables.
Your absolute list.
My absolute list. And I actually wrote a book about this that's called Love Shouldn't Hurt. Where
Link in the comments.
For me, because I've done so much personal work and I've worked on my shadows and I've learned communication and I've worked on my trauma, it was so important that I would meet a man who was emotionally available and had dealt with some of his issues. And
Thank you for saying some of my issues.
they are
Appreciate
few.
that.
They are few and far between, those men, but they are there. They are there. And one thing I've learned in the last 35 years is I don't need to settle. I don't need to settle for someone who is not exactly what I need. I am fucking amazing. And I deserve a man who is fucking amazing.
Hallelujah.
So that's what I'm gonna call in, that's what I'm gonna allow, and that's what I'm gonna live. I won't take second best. And because we are not perfect, of course, that doesn't mean that he's perfect from the start, but he's willing to work individually and together on becoming even better versions of himself. Yeah.
Yeah, so the relationship is an opportunity to grow, and we're good at helping each other to grow. I want to be a better man for her and for myself. Actually, for myself first.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And I want to be a better woman for myself, first and foremost, and for us and for you. Mm.
So we had quite a good argument last night, and it was a good argument. We both woke up feeling really energized this morning, but I ended up going "fuck you" to her several times, and ended up finally just going to. I said I'm going to sleep because it was going nowhere. It wasn't solving anything, and I wish this morning I wish I'd said, I look forward to talking about this further when we're not tired and a little bit drunk, honestly.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to sleep. Because one of the number one things to do is to distance ourselves. I've promised to her that when I'm triggered, when I'm in a yellow or red zone, green being I'm able to communicate clearly, if it's green, I'm able to listen well, fully with my heart, and in the vibrations you talk about. But if I'm not in that green zone, I have a promise to Meta that I'll go for a walk. Because I'm not serving her or I'm not serving me if I try to plow through it and, oh yeah, okay, well let's do the tools, but I'm not really in it. So distancing oneself, try to calm down. There's actually physiological things that happen in the brain when you're upset that makes it so you can't communicate, you can't listen, you can't even hear. You think you are. Now, the truth of the matter is that I made that promise to her like a year and a half ago, and I've had like 3 or 4 opportunities to walk away, and I haven't. I have a couple once or twice, but also I haven't sometimes where I'm like, I want to stay and fight. The part that's triggered wants to stay and fight. So I don't always do it perfectly, but the answer is to take time away and with love. And the other thing I'll say is that at no time when we argue do I feel like this is going to end it. I feel it's uncomfortable. I wish this would be ended, not the relationship, but the argument. But I'm no time I'm thinking, I don't want to be with you because of this.
So we are on our way out, and I'm in front of Lalo, and on my way out, I unconsciously close the door behind me because sometimes Lalo has to get his bag and his hat, and I want to close the door for mosquitoes. It turns out he's right behind me. So I kind of start to close the door, and you say,
It felt like she was closing the door right in front of me, so I was triggered. It's an old wound, and I said, I exist, and you.
and we came out on the balcony, and I said, was that passive aggressive?
And I went, I don't think so. Yeah.
And right there,
So what would have been better is if I went, let's take a minute. And so I would say to her, I need to take some space so that I can be fully present, so I can talk about what's going on with me. I'm going to go for a walk. Maybe I'll call one of my men's group, and I'll be back in half an hour, let's say.
I grew up in a family where I was taught, I was groomed to take responsibility for my father's emotions. Whenever he was happy or sad or angry or anything, I was the one who was his emotional support person. And it was very, very unhealthy for me. It created some very deep wounding in me that I, as a little girl, had to take responsibility for a grown man's emotions. And when I grew up, I was very good at finding partners with whom I then also would take responsibility for their emotions. And what I found out was that if my man is in a triggered state or in a shame spiral or he's flooded by emotions, sometimes if I am too compassionate in that scenario, he can kind of, can you help me here?
Yep. Yep. You feel like you're supporting me in those emotions, or taking responsibility, or encouraging.
I feel like I'm taking too much
You're making it
responsibility,
okay.
but also he can kind of wallow in that pity and be, oh yeah, it's so, I'm so, instead of taking responsibility and saying, oh, I fucked up, I'm gonna deal with that. So for me, I haven't fully been able to trust that I can be compassionate without taking responsibility. So I have made a decision that when, for example, you are in a shame spiral, you are flooded by negative emotions, it's not very good for me to be close to you. Because you can sometimes say mean things to me, and if I, in that situation, am compassionate towards you, I am losing my self-respect.
Yeah.
I am actually being abusive to myself.
Yeah.
And that is not okay. It's not okay that you say mean things, and it's not okay that I accept it.
Yeah.
So, and it's not my responsibility to deal with it for you. You have to deal with it.
Yeah.
You have to be the man who says, well, okay, I'm gonna deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's super important that I say, well, no.
Yeah, yeah. And we don't 100% agree on this particular point, because I believe there is a way for her to keep her own differentiation, her own autonomy, and be compassionate as well. But we haven't figured that out yet.
I haven't figured that out yet.
Neither have I. So
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm always right.
That's a good start.
yeah.
How do we deal with it?
Well, first of all, it's back to curiosity. If you can maintain, so first of all, yeah, you got to calm. Be willing to take forever. So if you're having an argument and it's not working, take some time away and come back. There's so much learning to be had by having a deep discussion, a deep disagreement. Wow, this is what he thinks? Isn't that fascinating? Oh, this is what wow, you're seeing it that way? So you see, where I come in from a place of curiosity, it's so juicy. Holy crap. But when I'm trying to go, no, you better listen to what I'm saying, where I say, no, you have to understand, you have to take my position, it's a no-win. But if you can come from a place of being fascinated by what your partner is saying and being really curious about them and being in that place of, I really want to make the relationship work, but more so, I want to learn from this chosen partner. It's curiosity, right? And being willing to take forever, take space and
Yes.
come back, take space.
And sometimes there are situations where you will never agree on something. There's things that you have a different opinion on something, and you will not agree. And you will have to figure out how to live with that disagreement. And that's called setting the framework for the relationship. And this is really good to do from the beginning. Like anything about financials, for example, should be talked about from the beginning. Who pays for what? How much should we pay? How are we dealing our finances for now? And we can take it up later and revisit the topic and talk about how do we deal with money now. Our relationship with money between us has changed in the last 3 years, and every time we've had uncomfortable conversations about it. And yeah, and been able to work it out so that it fits where we are in our life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I want to say one more thing about that too, is that it's a process. As is a great mention about listening, it's a process. You're not going to just wake up one morning and be a great listener or be a great arguer. Every time that we have that financial conversation, I'm uncomfortable. I'm a little bit on the edge of anger, and I don't really know how to deal with it. But then we do deal with it, and then the next time we have it, it's a little bit easier. We have a success now.
Yeah.
So give yourself a chance to take forever in learning it too, right? To get to that place of being able to have healthy discussions. One of the first things I said to her is that I want us to be able to fight fairly. So arguments are one of the main ways you can learn, because that's people are speaking from their heart. It's passionate, and so you can really learn about when we argue. I want to use I language. When we argue, I learn about myself, I learn about my partner, and I learn about how we can be together.
And I want to add a little thing. Yeah, I think it's relevant. As a psychotherapist throughout, a couples counselor throughout 20 years, there's finances, there's social life, there's personal boundaries, and there's sex. Are some of the issues that couples most often are disagreeing on.
Mm-hmm.
And some couple will love each other forever, but they will never agree on some of these things. And that's a really difficult dance to dance.
Mm-hmm.
So don't think that you are not a good human being if you cannot figure out how to agree on this.
But
right?
what a
It's really
rich playground to work on.
Yes.
Because you're touching some of your
difficult.
most fundamental. So when we touch those things, like the finance or sex, actually,
Yes.
is another one. I touch some of the deepest woundings that I have that I need to address.
Yes. I actually am of the little controversial thought that we never need to apologize for our being in the world. I might step on someone's toes and I can feel really sad that happened, and I can talk to the person and I can say I didn't mean to hurt you. But apologizing for how I am in the world is, in my view, very unhealthy.
Can you elaborate?
Me, on the other hand, I'm Canadian. We apologize for everything.
Naturally
Yes.
apologetic, yes.
So I'm a person where I will very frequently give unsolicited advice. This is who I am. This part of my weakness is that I love giving advice. I love speaking my opinion, and it's not always what is needed or welcome. And if someone feels hurt by that, or offended, or that I overstep their boundary, I will say, yeah, I understand why you would feel that. I can see how you feel that. And I can see that what I did was not the most loving thing to do in that situation. Completely, I can totally see that. That's not what I wanted to happen. I don't ever want to hurt you. If someone hurts you, like they hit you, or they use name calling, or they do something that really hurts you in some way, I don't think an apology is very helpful. I want change. I want to see change. I don't care about that. Hearing, oh, I'm so sorry, I hurt you. No, I want to see change. And if someone is able to say,
Talk about us.
if you are able to say, I will do better, I will work on that,
Yeah.
then yes, absolutely.
Yeah. You said step the fuck up, Lalo, and
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna talk to my men's group. I'm going
Yeah.
to make an appointment with the counselor.
And you have said, I'm sorry a few times, you have apologized, and I've said, that's not necessary. I can't use your apology to anything.
Yeah.
I want to see change.
Yeah. Yeah. So the idea of changing my behavior, if my behavior hurts her, sure, pay attention to that, but better yet, work on use that behavior and her being hurt to notice how I can be a better man.